How do I just make it me or somebody else? Or what? I don't want to staring at Marion Ann.
I just want to click anything.
Hi.
Hi. I know I'm not Melissa. You're going to have to deal with me tonight. Okay, so everybody make sure you mute, please. Mute.
What happened, Kobe?
You said maggots.
What about maggots? Huh?
Why am I hearing her?
Right? To eat rice.
Does that mute them all?
It's rice.
No, it's not.
Okay. Then we can. You hear that?
Give it a sec. There you go. Okay, cool. Okay, it's 8:30 prompt, and that's how she starts. So that's how I'm starting. You guys have this face tonight because Melissa wasn't feeling very good, and she really fought falling asleep. And about an hour ago, she finally fell asleep, and the last words out of her mouth was, "I can't because I have to be on this call." And I said, "Hey, it's okay. We're a team. I got this. So you guys have me tonight, and we're going to let her sleep. And I'm going to do the introduction and get this ball rolling tonight. So first and foremost, if you're on this call, it really warms my heart because I personally know this individual very well and his entire family. And they're they're so cool and true blue beach body people.
Mick is running it. I think Melissa's letting her sleep. I wonder if she's sick.
If you guys are in here, please mute yourself. I'm hearing like a bunch of voices, and you don't want me to try to figure this out. So guys coming into town tomorrow. Hi. Oh, look at all these people.
We're having some technical difficulties.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay, I'm getting the X's. I'm like, oh, cool. People are doing like P90X and stuff at me, and awesome. Is that better? You didn't miss anything. I was swearing like a sailor for like a minute or two, so I don't think you missed anything. I honestly couldn't tell that I had myself muted because there was 2 or 3 people that were unmuted, and so there was just noise, and I was just kind of rolling through it. I have assistance now. Stand by. I think we're good. Can you hear me? Can I go forward? It's just Jimmy and I. I'm hearing someone. Hang on, bear with me. We always got an unmuter.
This is fun.
Hang on. What do I do? I just go through? There, thank you. Somebody, if you guys aren't muted, can you please mute yourself? Is it this one? Did I just mute him? Hang on. Oh, I'm muted too.
I'll unmute you.
Okay, for now, it should just be me and Jimmy. Jimmy, talk.
I'm here. Can you
Okay,
hear me?
cool. Good. Let's go forward now.
Let's do it.
He's a 15-star. He's a 15-star coach. So that's no easy feat. But to run right up that ladder and ring the bell and say, hey, I'm a 15-star established coach is awesome all by itself. I don't know what you guys missed, so I'm going to start over real quick. We've known this family for 6 or 7 years, and it's not just the Jimmy Hayes Nelson show. You get the whole package. His wife, Kelly, is freaking awesome. Their kids are insane. I love his son. I constantly tell him that we're going to kidnap him, and he's going to be mine. And so just the whole package is so good. Even Kelly has opened her heart in helping people in like a parenting thing that she does as well on the side. I mean, the coolest thing about Beachbody is the people like this, like the Hayes family and individuals that you meet that are going to be people that you work with, and then they become your best friends as well, right? So let's touch base on Accolade. 15-star diamond, 4-time elite coach. He's been in numerous consumer fitness videos, right? Pio, Insanity. You see Shanti burning him out with his little stair climber episode, right? That made him famous. Other things here, a data too, I mentioned, and a recent daughter. My favorite thing about Jimmy is that the way he can not only share his story, but the way he speaks with you. He doesn't talk at you. He's not going to tell you about specifics on a conversation. He's going to bring you into a bit of his life. And if you can have him for 35 minutes, it's such a gift. You don't understand how busy this guy is. He's got a men's retreat in 24 hours with a couple thousand people that he's been planning for a year. And what did he do 24 hours before? He took time to sit down with our little team on our little call, and now he's going to talk to you guys about the importance of building a business, right? And what it takes and how to push through and why it's so important. Because I understand there's probably a lot of new coaches here, and the message is so different coming from someone that's gone to 15-star or a double 15-star that is freaking crashed asleep because she's been working her ass off all morning because we're going to Bora Bora next week, right? So she's getting everything in line. So it's just so cool. And I can't, Jimmy, honestly, without your head getting bigger than it is, if it's possible, I can't pump the guy up enough because I absolutely love him. I love the way that he talks to people, with people, and just like tonight, that he makes time all the time, regardless of how freaking busy he is. The answer is always yes. He's always going to help, and he's always going to be there, and that's what makes him so freaking successful, and just his family loved by all. So, Jimmy, I want you to take the mic and then just drop it at the end like you always do, because I love you, buddy. And here's Jimmy Hayes Nelson.
Thank you, Mick. Can everybody hear me real quick? Just give me some head nods. I want to make sure that we're good on our end. All right,
Yes.
awesome. Guys, you are the most blessed people that I know, because the McAllister family is just extended family as far as we're considered here in the Nelson household. And the fact that you have two individuals that just work their faces off and love you guys so much is just amazing. And what I love in this format of being able to look into each of your eyes and to see you here is the fact that you take this really seriously, that you know that you have such a resource in Mick and Melissa, that you don't take that for granted, that you don't take that lightly. Because it wasn't that long ago, guys. Next month, I will be marking my 9-year anniversary as a Team Beachbody coach. And for some people, they're like, man, 9 years. You've been doing this forever, Jimmy. Like, you probably have this thing on autopilot. You probably have a big bag of Success Club points that you just pull from every month. That's just magic that sits here in your office. And none of that is true, because I can blink my eyes and I can see myself as, 28, 29 years old, living in New York City, because my dream was to move to New York City and to become an actor, right? I wanted to be a performer. There was something burning in my gut that I knew that I was called to this world to do. And you have the same thing. You have that thing. The minute I said, I wanted to be an actor, I knew I was supposed to perform. Something in your heart and your gut just jumped. Maybe it's not performing. Maybe it was writing a book, and maybe it has nothing to do with health and fitness. And right now you're at a real crossroads, right? You're really torn because you're like, man, Jimmy, I know I'm supposed to do this. I know I'm supposed to do mission work, or I'm supposed to serve these type of people, or I really want to talk about, battling a certain disease or something that's touched your family. Like you know it right now. I could go through every face looking at me and you wouldn't hesitate when I say, what's your higher calling? What is it outside of what you do right now that you're supposed to do? I can see it. I can see it in your eyes. And right now you're at a crossroads because you go, man, Jimmy, that's great, but what does that have anything to do with my Beachbody business, with creating this health and fitness business, I thought you were going to get on here and teach me how to get to Emerald or hit Success Club or finally be a Diamond coach or all of that. But I need to tap into, you need to hold on to whatever that passion, that burning thing that was in your gut that you've let go, that you've come to grips with, well, it just wasn't meant to be. I talk to people every single day. And so I'll use my example, as someone who I was 100 pounds overweight, a 3-time college dropout. And I was living back with my parents in my early 20s, and I had given up on my dream. This thing in my gut that said, you're supposed to be in front of people, you're supposed to perform. Yet I was so uncomfortable in my shell. I had zero confidence. And people see me on camera now and go, Jimmy, you're just so natural at that. And I'm going to tell you that I used to have a physical leg twitch that my body used to shake when I had to get in front of people and talk. But even though I was really bad at what I knew I was called to do, I knew I was still called to do it. And what happened is I was introduced to programs and to a community that believed in me more than I believed in myself, that saw something in me before I saw it in myself. And you know what? You're a part of that same community. You may not know that you can do this yet. You may have no skins on the wall. You may have no resume that gives you any proof that you can achieve that dream, that thing. When I mentioned what my passion was, I didn't say my passion was to grow up and be in fitness videos. I didn't say my passion was to start a network marketing company online that marketed health and fitness programs. My dream, my goal was to get in front of people and pull an emotional response out of them as a performer, right? And so there's something in your life right now. So when I was this 3-time college dropout that I really didn't see anything going on, but I just I made the decision to continue to take steps forward every day and keep my eyes open for opportunities. So sometimes that was working a couple jobs. Sometimes when I was in New York City, that was doing coffee demonstrations at Macy's. It was passing out flyers. And the low of the low, I remember it was not long after I signed up to be a coach, 30 years old, living in New York City, bringing in zero income to my new marriage. And I had to pass out chocolates in a Newsies outfit. You remember the movie Newsies, right? The little sing and dance paper boys? Yeah, that was me at 6 a.m. in the morning, passing that stuff out to people in New York City, which they're super friendly there at 6 in the morning when they're on their commute, on their way to work. And that moment sticks with me because I said, this sucks. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing as a grown-ass man with a wife that's not bringing anything else in. So I had nothing else to grasp onto, right? Like the magic TV show wasn't going to fall in my lap. The Broadway producer wasn't calling to get me on stuff. But I had this little thing, this little business that I really wasn't treating like a business. in my pocket, this little hobby thing, this little discount thing over at the side that I really, to be honest with, my first year in, I loved the community. I wanted to be a part of the cool kids club a bit, but I didn't grasp this thing for the opportunity that it was. And there was nobody's fault about that but mine. I could say, these people are making money. These people are doing things with them. And I could try to find excuses. And trust me, I was the king of that, of why, hey, of course they're successful at this. They're in super shape. That chick has abs to her nose. That person is a better salesman. That person graduated from college. Like, they have more money to do marketing online. List and list and list. And you have a list in your head too of why somebody else who's been in this business as long as you have, or you know what's worse? When they're in this thing shorter time than you are, and you watch them do something, right? You watch them do something that you're like, man, I still haven't done that. Happens to me all the time. You got to imagine, I mean, look, your entire team has been in this thing less amount of time than I have, right? And it's because instead of seeing this thing at the beginning, I wasted time. I let things go by. And so is in that moment of enough is enough, right? So all of us have had those times. There's something right now in your life that you're just sick of. You're sick of getting that credit card bill in the mail again that says post due. Man, I hated that. Remember, my stomach would sink because we were $60,000 in debt 2 different times with multiple maxed out credit cards. And that bill would come, and it's that one that you start like throwing into that little bin in the side and you don't even want to open it. Because you know that like the balance has a comma in it, and you just want to like go pour yourself a drink and hide in the corner when that thing comes, right? It may be that thing where right now there's a ton of stress in your marriage, and you know that if you could bring in some extra income, or you could do something to free up some time, that stress in your marriage right now would if you and your spouse could just do that staycation, not even get away, like go get those 2 nights in a hotel room to do that staycation, to just focus on each other, maybe you could save your marriage, right? And I'm going to tell you, you're sitting on the exact same opportunity that I did, that Mick and Melissa are, that any person that you look in this business and look up to, we all started at ground zero, right? So you may be at 0. I don't know. You may be at 20. You may be a year into this and saw some growth and hit a plateau. Or your team crumbled on you, right? What's more frustrating than this? That you work and you work and you bust your ass and you try to get people together and they're just not as into it as you are, right? I remember almost 2 years into this working with a mentor of mine that I was like, hey, I'm doing everything that you say. And he asked, like I'm doing my invites and my follow-ups, and I listed everything that I was doing, and he's like, okay, well, cool. Well, who on your team is as invested in this as you are? And I had to stop. I was like, I don't know. Because at the time, my spouse wasn't. She was supportive. She was never negative, but she wasn't as invested as I was. She was working in corporate America. My cousin, kind of at the time, but really it was me dragging a big sack of rocks is what I felt like. And so I had to come to a point, instead of trying to rally the rocks, right, talk to all these dead people, that I had to humble myself enough to go, I got to start like I'm a brand new coach and find all new people. Because all I'm doing is trying to prop people up all day, prop people up all day, prop people up all day. And it's exhausting, right? Because if this glass of water, if I'm pouring it into little cups everywhere and nothing is refilling this, then you end up as an empty glass. And what refills this is when you pour into those people and they take action, that you see the people that you've invested in do stuff. That's what refills that glass. I know it does for Melissa. Oh my gosh, I know it does for Melissa. She loves this team so much that when she and I talk, and I'm like, and she does, she works so hard. But when she sees you guys take a step and have some success, she just beams talking about you guys, right? And so sometimes we got to get to a point of, instead of that coach or that prospect or whoever that keeps telling us they're so excited, and you've circled back around to that person for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th time because they tell you just enough to tease you, just enough to go, yeah, I'm really going to do that thing. And you're like, I got this one. I'm going to hit Success Club because Billy's signing up. You know what? It's Monday. He's going to sign up Friday because Friday's payday. Can I just be really honest with you guys? In 9 years of doing this, anybody who's ever told me to give me a day till I get paid and I'm signing up. Do you know how many of those people actually signed up? Maybe 1%, right? Because it's just not urgent enough for them to do. That it's just their polite way of, they don't want to be rude. I literally give people the permission to tell me no. I would rather you tell me no than tease me. And it took me a long time because think of where I was coming from, guys. No confidence, coming from a broken home, fat kid. I just wanted everybody to like me. I wanted everybody to tell me yes. I didn't want anybody to tell me no or anything like that. So I was just gripping on to, it was like the prom date that was going to give me a maybe. I'm going to choose between you and one other guy. And instead of being mad about that, I was like, okay, I'll wait, right? And that's how so many of us treat our business, right? Like I'll put you on hold prom date. So I'm going to give you real quick, and I know we have a lot of time together, but if I could give you a few ways to give your business instant credibility, regardless of what your rank is, any success you have or haven't had, would that be helpful? I see some thumbs up. Okay, so this is what happens. Here's the mistake. I didn't have the privilege of being a coach in the midst of my weight loss progress, right? There was no coaching. I was simply a customer. But in the business, I started getting really excited about it. When I finally grasped on what this was, I started talking to a lot of people. Funny thing, my birthday's 2 days after Christmas, right? And last December, my personal page is closed, so people can't leave happy birthday messages on my wall. So my Facebook inbox just totally gets packed. And it's all these people like, happy birthday, Jimmy, happy birthday, happy birthday. And now the way Facebook Messenger works, you can see the last time you talked to somebody, like what the conversation was, no matter how long ago. And some of these people, God bless, I hadn't talked to in 5-6 years. And what I'd seen right before them was literally a biz pitch that was probably this long. And I was mortified. I was like, oh, I was so bad at this. And I did. I said everything wrong. I was as pitchy, pushy, skeezy, salesy, everything we all go, gosh, that's the reason I didn't want to get in one of these kind of businesses, because this kind of business already has that reputation, and I don't want to be that person. So you had rather been mute than be that person. But you know what? I looked at that thing, and as embarrassed as I was like, oh my God, I was so bad. I was like, you know what though? That guy who I'm not anymore became this guy because he was willing to do that. Because he was willing to go screw it up. Because he was willing to word vomit, and out of excitement, it really was out of honest enthusiasm. It wasn't that I was trying to be skeezy or slick or I was trying to take advantage of people. It really was born out of enthusiasm. And that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. The way you can give your business instant credibility, I'm going to give you 2 points. If you're taking notes like smart people do, I'm going to encourage you to write these 2 down. There's 2 ways that you can give your business instant credibility. And there's 2 ways that your new coaches can get instant credibility. So let's start with the new coach side first. What happens a lot? You can do this for your customers as well. But we always get these new coaches, specifically new coaches that maybe decide to start their coaching journey at the beginning of their fitness journey. And we've all seen them that I'm just going to do this for the discount people because they think I'm 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight. Who's going to want me to be their coach? How am I going to be the overweight health and fitness coach? Who's going to believe I'm a beach body coach? I don't have a beach body. So this is what I've encouraged my new people to do. You're going to get started with your challenge pack, but we're going to get you the quick start one. Like we're going to get you the fast track one because we're going to get you the 3-day refresh. And we're going to give you a success story in your first 3 days of getting started, right? Because in 3 days, you're going to have a testimony. Are you going to be the after photo? Maybe not. But in 3 days, you're going to be able to start and complete something that we offer and talk about it confidently, right? That in my first 3 days of being a Beachbody coach, I did the refresh and I dropped 4 pounds and I cut my soda habit in half. Now to you, that might not say, well, Jimmy, that's not 15-star diamond coach. That's not Millionaires Club. That's not I Was in Encino. It's not I'm in Payo. You know what those things get you? Those things get you fans. People that go, oh, you're great. And nobody wants to join your business there because they can't relate with you. But if that chick that's in the cubicle next to you sees that in 3 days you drop 5 to 7 pounds and you change your eating habits a little bit, maybe your skin's cleared up, you have a little more pop in your energy, that chick goes, if she can do that, I can do that. She sees a change in you. There's something, maybe it's you're at wherever your tribe is, right? Maybe it's taking the kids to soccer. Maybe it's the people that you interact with, and all of a sudden they see it. Maybe you even share it on social media. Because, dude, if I lost 5 to 7 pounds in 3 days, I think I'd talk about it. I'd be excited about it. Now, it's not necessarily pitching something. It's not saying that and putting a link up. It's just saying, oh my gosh. So I got involved with a community that I tried to lose weight before. I tried to make some extra money before, and I failed. I decided to plug into this community that seems super helpful. They're led by a great couple, and this is a really loving community. And I decided to take a step and get involved with them. And let me tell you, I've only been involved 3 days. I haven't made any money with this thing yet, but I've never felt more accepted than I have in these 3 days. These people love me even though I'm a stranger, and I've dropped 5 pounds. Man, I'm just getting started. I don't know the answers to everything, but my future is super bright because I'm a part of this. Do you grasp the power of that story? Because what happens is that gives hope to somebody, right? That's somebody that really is at the end of their rope that you don't know, that you probably prejudge that they're not interested or anything like that. And they see that or hear that story from you. And all of a sudden, so you got a quick win. That new coach or the new customer got a quick win. And they go, I could feel that awesome 3 days from now. That's number one. That's a quick way to get some substantial, there's 2 pictures, there's measurements that have been taken there, whatever. The other side is the business side, right? And so many people are waiting for, and this is what I say all the time, so many people are waiting for 20 pounds from now or $200 from now before they start sharing, right? Like, oh, I'm going to really talk about my business once I start making money, because if I start talking about my business and somebody goes, well, how much money have you made? Then I'm going to cower and hide under a rock. So I'm scared, right? I'm scared to do this. Guys, that's kind of like opening a sandwich shop and not telling anybody you're open. You're like, you know what? I'll tell people I'm open after I sell 10 sandwiches. How the hell are you going to do that, right? If your sandwich shop is open and the open sign is never in the window, and you're like, I'm putting that open sign, I'm going to open the door and I'm going to put the balloons and the streamers out and let people know that I'm open for business the minute I sell 10 sandwiches. So you're going to hope maybe the homeless guy stumbles into your store after he got some change and can get a bag of chips or something. It's working backwards. So here's the story you can share. It doesn't have to be, I've made $200 or $100 or $50 or even have your first paycheck. This is the story. It's, in my life, I have been frustrated with X. So for me, I was a 3-time college dropout. I got tired of having jobs where I put the maximum amount of effort in and other people determined what my income was, right? Other people got raises ahead of me. I couldn't get the hours I want. I got the crappy shift. Whatever. I'm so tired of that. I'm tired of being the victim. So I've decided to, instead of complaining about it, I'm going to do something about it. I've spent my whole life being a victim. I've been a whole life being a complainer. And now I'm going to take action, doing something about it. I've decided to be a Beachbody coach to serve other people and help other people. And for once in my life, do something to help change the situation between me and my family. I'm just getting started. I haven't made a ton of money yet. I haven't changed my zip code yet. But now for the first time in my life, I'm plugged into a community that believes in me. They're here to answer all my questions, which I never had in corporate America. They're super helpful. They want to see me succeed with no agenda. And I know where I'm going. And for the first time in my life, I'm excited. My future looks bright. I would love for you to come along with me. And here's the kicker. But I know where I'm going whether or not you do or not. Because get this, guys. People aren't waiting for you to build something for them to get involved. People want to be a part of something to help build things, right? This is where we're going. Bring them on the expedition. Bring them on the journey. I'm at the bottom of the mountain, right? We're going on a quest. This is the Lord of the Rings. Like, we're going somewhere. So if you wait till you're at the end of the journey to tell them, well, that's an awesome, I wish I could have gone on that road trip with you, because you finished. You told them the story. But if you paint the picture of where you're going and going, look, I'm looking for some people to come along. this is going to be a tough road. I know it, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. And I don't want to do this thing by myself. You're going to find a select group of people that goes, man, I'm in it with you. That person that they've been waiting. And this is what you forget. We think we're going to have to handle all these objections from people. If you will talk to enough people, you literally will run into people that don't know what we do exists, because we just assume, oh, they're going to give me money objections. They're going to think that's a pyramid thing. I don't want to get involved in network marketing, this and that. And those people are out there. You will run into those, and that's okay. Our job, and please write this down, because I had a mentor tell this to me, and it took me forever to wrap my head around it. We are only looking for the people that are looking for us. I am not in the convincing business. And that is so hard early, right? It's like, Jimmy, it's easy for you to say 15-star mofo. Really easy. You get to pick and choose. But it's true even if you have no coaches. You want the right people, because you don't want to do what I did when I got into this and I was dragging a bag of rocks and I had to literally tear down my organization and start over. Right? So when somebody's like, I don't even teach handling objections anymore to people. Because when they come back and like, well, I can't afford it, I'm like, man, that's too bad. I'm going there with my people. Hey, if you ever change your mind, the door's open. And I got to stay that way, because I can take a lot of time haggling back and forth with people, or I can talk to 3 more people. And I have just found in my 9 years that it's so much easier to work with somebody that's excited. So I literally have had coaches that my buddy Phillips filming me behind me, he's one of those that just saw the opportunity, it made sense, and he's like, Jimmy, that makes sense to me. They really do exist out there. You really, really think, so many people think we're going to have to handle so many objections. So you come in with your walls up, you're just bracing yourself when you're talking to somebody about this. But what did I say already? Enthusiasm wins. Enthusiasm always wins, right? So if you're excited, if you truly, and I got to believe that you believe this works, or you wouldn't have signed up. There's something in you sometime that you were that objection. Think about this. Did you sign up the first time you ever heard about this immediately? There may be one of you on here. Of course not. Yet we're like baffled why somebody the first time they hear about it doesn't say yes. Well, they're stupid. I don't get that. That wasn't, you were that person. Give them a little grace. Say, hey, cool, I get it. Not for everybody. And you continue to share that story. You continue to share those credibility pieces, right? You start celebrating each other. Man, I just got started with this thing. Another girl started at the same time. She just rank advanced to Emerald. That probably doesn't mean anything to you, but she's making a little money with this. I'm so excited that I have somebody that's in this as long as I have, that I've seen do this. I've watched Melissa do this. Like, you guys share success stories so often. So find somebody else on this team that's about your same track, about your same way. And if you don't have something to celebrate for you at the moment, celebrate somebody else on the team, because that's just more social proof that this works, guys. Because this business, we all don't start at the same starting line, right? So maybe I come in. What if I was the president of my fraternity, and when I come in, I have an army of frat brothers that already trust me, and so all of a sudden you don't have that, but you've told yourself well, Jimmy's a better coach than me because he got to diamond way faster. I watch people get to diamond overnight and not be able to maintain anything, right? So don't judge your timeline by somebody else's, because what if somebody else came in with way more personal development than you had? What if somebody else came in with a better before and after weight? We don't all start at the same starting point, but we all have to take the same actions, and we got to really band together. But it all comes back to the stories we sell. And the story isn't the 100-pound weight loss. The story isn't the $1 million earned. The story is how your mindset's changed, why you decided to overcome your objection to get into this, because each of you had one. At one time, it was money. You had an objection. I would challenge you to make the video tonight, pop up your phone and make a quick 2-minute video of why I overcame my objection to become a coach, and share that piece of your story. We want to hide that. We want everybody to think that we just jumped into the very beginning. But if you will shine a light on that thing that you're self-conscious about, whether it's the thing you struggle with or why you were objected to this, and say, yet I overcame it because of this. I found value here. That's what's going to make you relatable to your audience, not the killer after photo, not when you got the biggest check. It's when you're vulnerable with people and say, in spite of that, I decided to move forward. So credibility immediately is give yourself, anytime you get stuck, give yourself a 3-day success story. Hey, I got stuck in my business. For the last 3 days, I've been really plugging into other people, not focusing on my own problems, but focusing on other people. And it's been so rewarding. That's a testimony as a coach. Hey, I really fall off the wagon with my health and fitness. It's affected my business as a health and fitness coach because I put on 15, 20 pounds. Next 3 days, I'm doing the refresh. I'm going to invite you to watch me along. And then you don't just share the before and after picture. You talk about how things change between your ears in those 3 days and why you're refocused and how awesome you feel after those 3 days. Who wants to join me for the next 3 days? You can repeat that every 3 days for the entire month, and you're going to have a line of people out the back door, guys. Don't underestimate the power of your story wherever you are right now, because there's people out there that need to hear it so, so badly. So Mick, I hope that was helpful to you and your team. That's what I have, and it always comes back to sharing that story that you are too close to, that you don't give enough credit to, will change somebody's life if you share it.
Yes, absolutely. Can you guys hear me all right? Yeah? Okay. Absolutely. And how you say to write things down or take notes. The thing you talked about that's the most relatable to me is that everyone thinks that success is going to happen right after I personally do this one thing, right? Lose the weight, come up with a story, make some money first, right? I need to benchmark me before I have value. You guys, that's so ass backwards. I don't know how else to say it, but you have so much already to give someone. And I love the analogy that you used that was super simple. Hey, I just tried this. Because whether you're ultra successful in this big name in Beachbody and have a fan club like Jimmy said, or you're just starting out as a new coach, anyone in between that spectrum is going to tell you, you get a customer by exactly how he explained. Coming up with something simple, tangible, relatable, and they feel they can touch it. They feel that it's real. Because otherwise it seems just like a dog and pony show or something. Melissa still hears all the time from people, I should have signed up with you so many years ago, or I missed the boat. Right? It's never that. It's never that. And it's funny too. You said, I was taking mental notes, buddy. You said that you build this business and then you just kind of stop. That's probably the number one thing that she is most fearful of, being a double 15-star, and people ask, where are you going from here? Or where's your goal? Her number one fear is that everyone views her as she's crossed the finish line already, or that it's done, that this is done. And so that's why she and I are so inspired by you guys. And like Jimmy said, that you constantly go forward is everything to us. You have no idea. So Jimmy, I love you, man. I loved every minute of it. It's like watching a 30-minute little show. Can we please open up maybe a couple real quick questions? Do you have a couple minutes, Jimmy?
Yeah, just put it in the chat box. That's the easiest way. We can pop them in there. And yeah, I got a couple minutes.
Great, go for it.
All of those, the 500 guys that are coming in for this event don't start rolling until tomorrow. So
yeah, so whatever. He's got some time. So anyone, any questions?
All sorts of things.
Everyone's vigorously typing. Yeah, no big deal. You just got to get up tomorrow and set up this whole thing, right, Jimmy?
We just got a few hours at the House of Blues tomorrow, and got to take about 20-something guys out to dinner tomorrow night, and 8 hours on Saturday and 6 hours on Sunday, and then we're done.
Very cool. Very cool.
But I'm excited about it. It's going to be really cool. Are there really no questions, or is everybody just typing?
That's it? No question. Okay,
oh, here
we go.
Time is the biggest difficulty, man. Always out of it. Time, man, everything is making time. Because I always, when somebody tells me they don't have time, again, I don't handle objections. I just share stories. And so with that I always go, man, all I know is Wayne Wyatt was the top coach for 2 years, has like a litter of children and multiple orthodontist practices, and still got this done. And so specifically with systems and the internet now, you can find other ways to do this business. Some people still do this very one-on-one, right? Is all Facebook Messenger, all one-on-one emails. Some other of us have really invested in and learned more about internet marketing and how we can do things with email lists and landing pages, and have invested in things like Shalene's Marketing Impact Academy. That's been super helpful, or do things with YouTube. There are more things and tools online now to help you leverage your time than ever before. So one of the part is just researching what is that. And then I'll also share a story that I have a coach on my team, Mary Schrank, who was a very high level executive, really successful job, really didn't get in this for the money, but she, like, pulled 100 directions at her job, and she gave herself her lunch break. She said, I'm going to work this thing an hour a day. So I will either hide it. She would like leave her office and go hide herself in her car during her lunch so she couldn't, like, somebody couldn't pop in her office because it was that important to her. Or she would stay up extra at night if she didn't get that done. And it literally is about making it. Every one of us, and I'm still guilty of this too, leak time during our day. And if I can grab my phone and send 2 messages to somebody, or even if I can work in 5-minute spurts during the day, and I do that consistently, it's not about having 8 hours a day. Everybody think, and this is the thing, people think this is like taking on a second job. It's not, guys. There's nothing more than the power of part-time in this thing. It's about consistency. Wherever you want to be impressed with my resume or whatever, I get up at 4:45 every morning. Why? Because I get up before the world can get on my ass, right? And that literally is why I get stuff done first. And do I have to at this point? Mm-mm. But I made that commitment when I was getting things done. And I'm just like, Melissa, I haven't crossed the finish line yet. And I'm like, okay, these little things is what got me to where I am now. I don't need to slack off yet, you know? And so I have truck drivers on my team that ride like 18-hour days. Like, it's finding just those little moments, you know, Netflix isn't a part of your life right now, or football games where, like, I always give things up in order to earn them back time-wise.
For sure.
I never see you offering traditional challenge. I see Becky said, I never see you offering traditional challenge groups. This is a funny topic because I don't, and it's what they've asked me to talk about at Summit, but that's a different story. Come to my Summit speech. It'll be really entertaining. I don't. I have people on my team, and I have coaches on my team. So my job, and if I contradict anything Nick and Melissa said, listen to them first. But what I really do is try to tailor this business around how a person wants to build it. So I took so much time trying to find one system that fit everybody, and it just didn't work for me. So if somebody's like, man, I just love getting success stories, cool, I will teach them how to do a challenge group. In fact, Melissa has been super, super awesome of letting me be a fly on the wall in many of her troops, because nobody does it better than Melissa. I really do believe that in this entire network. I lead with the lifestyle. I look at Beachbody as this big buffet table of all the things. And so I show the whole buffet table from the beginning and allow somebody to tell me, I don't want all of that. I just want the salad bar. I just want the soup, right? And so one thing I do is, like, I'm showing you a lifestyle. You're going to get healthier. You're going to have more energy. You're going to make money, and you're going to have more time. And so I lead with that because it just aligns with my brand more. So I don't get a ton of new customers that are just coming in just to get healthy. Most people that come work with me are signing up as coaches. Most of the customers that I get are from all the awesome lead things that I qualify for. I hope that helps. Can I adopt you for a week and pick your brain, Laura? That would be a very expensive week. I just
like spine.
What's my tip on new prospects? So if I'm new, right? If you mean new prospects, it's always about establishing relationships, guys. So we're talking about prospects, and you have to know they don't speak our lingo. Like, I think it's so quickly we get on this side and we just assume, well, I don't understand why a challenge pack is better. Why don't they understand this and that? And there was a time like all of our lingo was Greek to you too. So don't judge them, because I get that way. I get impatient with them. Know that they have a lot of questions. They have a lot of fears. And so I would start creating, if there's the same questions and the things you get asked over and over again, create templates. Take out your phone and make a video. And that way somebody's like, oh, You're like, cool, I get asked that question all the time. You're normal. You're like everybody else. Here's a video I made to help people get through that. I use tool, and again, go back to the time issue. If I get a Saturday with a few hours, I do what's called batching, right? I take care of make a bunch of little tools at the same time. If I'm like, man, I get the same 5 questions, and I'm tired of answering these same 5 questions over and over again. So if I take my phone out and do that, and I can put them unlisted on my YouTube channel or however I want to do it, then I can say that. Now, as far as a new coach, it's exactly what I said. I want to get a new coach an early win somehow, because they come into this at their highest level of excitement and their highest level of anxiety. And I'm a little bold with them, like, hey, if you're not willing to work with me for a year in this, you probably don't want to get involved. I used to like try to hide all the negative things. And now what I do is go, let me show you some of the pitfalls that you may fall into. And my new prospects appreciate that I'm just honest with them. Instead of like, don't look at the man behind the curtain, like, oh, don't think about going in an active or don't think about quitting. I just go, look, here's going to be some temptation. Something's going to come into your life. Somebody's going to say boo. Some tragedy is going to happen. And your first inkling is going to be to quit this to save some money. And that's the worst thing you can do because you're cutting off an income stream. And I'm going to tell you that before tragedy hits. And I just get it in their head early. I just shine a light, again, on all those things we all try to usually avoid as coaches. And my coaches react well when tragedy hits or something comes up. Hopefully that helps as well.
Yes.
Anybody else?
I think you handled it and you got them all. And man, I was hoping you were going to touch base on that, because the number one reason usually when people bring up the time suck is, if you think about it, 70% of your time is probably repeating yourself when you feel that way. So make all of your effort duplicatable. Get comfortable making these short little videos. I will give Jimmy just massive accolade. He has a ton of little tiny YouTube videos, and then you put them into a file folder, and so you can source these. You have what's called canned emails, things that you print out, 2 or 3 sentences that you say over and over and over again. Save those and have them in a file for like new coach response, or how do I start a challenge group, or how do I work my back office. Have these things so you can go grab them and just tweak it real quick and send it to the person. And you're going to find yourself saving so much time, even right out of the gate. Do you see any more questions
Absolutely.
there, Jimmy? Or are we going to cut you loose, man? I really appreciate your time. And man, I know your head's about ready to explode with putting together all the specifics for your event this weekend. So I really appreciate it.
Of course. No, this was a good trial run for me too, because I still got to figure out what I'm talking about at the end of this thing. So this was great. If I repeat this I'm going to watch Mick in the audience be like, I heard this on Thursday night. So you might have got a bit of a sneak peek into my closing speech for our event. So I appreciate the time, and anything you guys have done so much for Kelly and I, anything I can do to help you guys out, I really, of course, anytime.
Well, I loved it, and I'm sure I speak for our entire team by saying thank you from the bottom of our hearts for not only taking out some time for it right in front of your very busy weekend, but specifically for just sharing some little tidbits that'll hopefully help us along our way. So thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you guys all for coming on the call.
Awesome. Thank you guys.